Well, folks, we're going to go into a new business here in Alexandria on Broadway, and we're going to look at the Spice and Tea Exchange right on Broadway and 6th Avenue here this Christmas season, all set up to make sure you have appropriate gifts and a great experience this holiday season.
Hey Alexandria, I have a new store to show you. Come on in.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Spice and Tea Exchange of Alexandria, Minnesota. This is our new store and we are so happy to bring it to Alexandria. We invite you to come in, open the jar, and smell it. That's the experience we want to share with you. The highlight of our store is that we hand mix all of the blends and many of the teas in our store. These are our custom blends. We have rubs for steaks, chickens, pastas, curries, and so much more. From a Bloody Mary to a guacamole. Back here you'll see we have a blending theater. We take local produce, we dehydrate it, peel it, and grind it up for some of our blends and many of our teas. As you can see, we have tea accessories, honeys, maple syrup, and many more things. We have a tea bar, hot and cold teas. You get to choose any of our 85 loose leaf teas and prepared for you, iced or hot. From all over the world, we have the finest teas. Black, green, oolong, pu'er, and herbal teas. We have also blends of spices and peppers and herbs, the freshest of them.
Looks great to me.
Yeah.
You won't find a store like this anyplace else in the area. So I hope you folks include this in your Christmas shopping here in the Alexandria Lakes area, as well as your gifting ideas.
We have many gifts, spice bundles, tea accessories. We've even brought in olive oil from Italy.
It's great.
We are very excited to be here in Alexandria. We are into creating and sharing an experience for a more flavorful life. Come in and see us. I'm Dion Peterson, and I am the owner and operator of the Spice and Tea Exchange of Alexandria, Minnesota. And I wanted to share with you a really exciting ingredient that we have at our store for you. It is a fused olive oil, and what that means is the olives have been pressed with the ingredients. We have a family in Italy that brings this to us imported directly from them. So we're very excited to offer that along with the accessories that you see behind me. My family and I have been in Alexandria for 30 years. We've been shopping downtown and very excited. When we saw this store, we were so excited to bring this to Alexandria. We could not wait. 9 months ago, this was our dream, and now it's become reality. And we are so proud. We can't wait for you to come and see us. We've got 9 employees. We're very excited. They're very excited. They're just like family. They know you. You will know them. And we just can't wait to serve you.
People will be wondering, what's your husband do in the area?
My husband, Paul, is a ceramic tile installer. He owns Tile Horizons. We have 2 children. We have a daughter who's a preschool teacher, and we have an 11-year-old son.
Oh, wonderful. This is definitely a great addition. And people watching this from the area here in the holidays, do you have an online presence, or is that something that's going to be coming?
We do. Spiceandtea.com is how you can order our products. Just be sure to choose the Alexandria, Minnesota store.
Okay. Well, that sounds good, and maybe we'll just move in the back and you can maybe show a couple things there if you'd like.
Okay, great.
Inform TV, we always like to get to the nuts and bolts of every business, every activity, whether it's in the Alexandria area or someplace across the state of Minnesota. And we're getting in the back room to see how these fine products are put together. Here's some of our staff coming in for some training and knowledge of the products, and now we're going to give you a little idea of how what we just witnessed, that beautiful front room. Tell us about the process here, young lady.
Yeah. You know what? The highlight of our store is that we hand mix our custom blends and many of our teas. You know, we take the lemons, oranges, limes, we peel them, dehydrate them, and grind them for many of our custom blends. As I said before, we have rubs for steaks, pork, pastas, curries, and so much more. We're taking the freshest herbs and spices. Look at that beautiful green. Their aroma is just like a produce section. We're taking these fresh and we're hand mixing them. That's the beauty of our store. Where else can you get that in Alexandria?
Exactly. Maybe anywhere in the state of Minnesota.
And we've got our sugars. We have salts. They're infused with flavors, smoked over wood. We have just a wide range of products. Our teas are, like I said, all over the world, and many of them are custom blend in our store.
I'm an old sugar beet grower as well as involved in American sugar trade for a long time. And so tell us about the sweet end of your store there. Step over there and what the kids may like to have on their cereal or their beverages, or adults.
It's funny you ask. We have some of the most incredible sugars: wild blueberry sugar, salted caramel sugar, lemon sugar. Make those into simple syrups, add them to our beautiful teas, put them on a dessert, layer them in some of those cakes that you're making. Really wonderful as a rimmer on a glass.
And even are some of these products, you talked about the steak rubs, some of the sweet products, could they go on that oatmeal on Christmas morning or not?
Absolutely. You can mix them in with oatmeal, yogurt, on top of ice cream, you name it.
As far as you knowing the business and this industry, what is the number one thing that you hope are the big three that you're going to bring to the community here in Alexandria? As far as, give me three main things, whether it's the tea or the rub or whatever. Yeah, I think you get my drift.
I do. You know, we've got the custom blends that they're hand mixed. That's really a unique feature. The freshness and the quality are second to none. And the fact that we have the specialty store that is unique to this town, and need not mention that we do have a hot and cold tea bar.
Wonderful. So anytime people come to town shopping, they can pop in and grab a fresh cup of tea and walk down the street or go on their way?
Absolutely. And there's some really key things to making a great cup of tea, and we've got the secret.
Tell us a little bit about that one. Not your total secret, but is there something that people should be thinking ahead of before they come into your store?
It takes a quality tea, the right temperature water, and exactly the right time.
It was a privilege to get a look at this brand new store, Inform TV. I'm Alan Repke. It's great to be with you today, and I know you'll be a great addition to our community.
Thank you.
One of our distinguished citizens in the area, Peter Nelson, had family, friends, clients, whatever, taking a jet out of here. And I have a clip of that I'm going to show you. Same jet that Craig Anderson, our airport manager, flies, 300 Embraer. And I just want to show you the importance of what I'm doing as far as crosswind runway and making that a little longer by spending probably $600,000, $700,000. Let the county commissioners kick in, and so we get the planes like this jet you're about to see much higher over the city before they go out of here. Just makes common sense all the way around, plus makes it safer for all the jets coming in here, but the general aviation planes as well. Now I'm going to turn around without looking. It's in my viewer. It's so bright here today that I'm blinded. It's a gorgeous day, and I'm happy just like you. And so you see, Craig and I were out here measured. They're from the old, I'll just bend down so you know where I'm at. There's tar. And there was 730 feet of that we measured that has the base from the old runway when it was 5,800 here during the war, when this was a tar strip all the way down where I'm going to be walking. And when I talked to a contractor who said they could probably just do a normal cut and put 6 inches of tar here for about $500,000, I'm thinking that we can't pass up. And you see, Douglas machine is off to the side, and what I'm proposing is this is displaced threshold, where we'll get the planes, especially the jets, to go down on the end where I'm about to walk to, and get in the air, be higher before they go over the city, as well as the general aviation planes and the common guy or young guy that's taking lessons. Well, folks, we're just watching an Embraer 300 fire up here in Alexandria, and this is a plane Craig Anderson is going to be flying, or has flown already, getting his clearance for co-pilot, as well as there's another guy in town that flies it. He was recently, first time he actually flew somebody into town. We're going to watch him take off today. They said they landed at the short runway and had no problem, even though the runway's wet today. But look at that windsock. Whenever an airplane's got heavy wind coming in to it, it's just like our 4,100 foot runway just has another 500, or basically with this kind of wind, the 4,100 foot runway will do what normally they would do on the 5,100 foot runway. So I'm going to try to get my tripod set up, or move here. It's raining, and watch them take off. Well, I'm leaning against the big hangar here. We got a little bit of drizzle coming down, and I didn't get time to put a tripod up, but he's moving into position on runway 4 to head right over the city. And as I said before, when you have a windsock sticking out like that, Mother Nature adds length to the runway. And unfortunately, I got here just a few minutes too late to get a look inside. They already had their clients in. Here they come. Well, Informed TV viewers, we're going to look at an interesting business, an essential business at times for all of us, and it's right across from the Alexandria Airport, right across from the Bark Barn. That's a daycare center for dogs during the day, at night, and during the weekend. So what we're going to do is go in and talk to the folks and the owner, Jerry, that owns Midwest Lock and Door right here in the great city of Alexandria, Minnesota. Well, Inform TV, we're at the locksmith today, and you see some of the keys in the background. He's been extremely busy this morning with about 4 people in here, and now we're going to get a little bit of a chance to talk to Jerry. And Jerry, tell the community in the Alexandria Lakes area or any place in Minnesota what you're up to here with Midwest Locks. Introduce your full name and a little background, Jerry, first.
Okay,
Speak loud.
I'm Jerry Luke, and I grew up here in Alexandria, and back in '85 I moved to Brainerd, which then I was in Brainerd for 32 years, and then I moved back here about 6, 7 years ago, and back to my hometown.
That sounds good. What year did you graduate from high school here then?
86.
Okay.
Yeah, class of 86. So I didn't get to graduate here in Alec, but I went my last year in Brainerd.
Okay.
And graduated there.
Very good. You got all these keys here, and everybody at times needs your business and your employees to help them out. So give us a little background of how long you've been doing this.
Oh gosh, I started back in 2000 actually, so doing this type of work. But I've been in the service work for longer.
Okay.
Yeah, back in 2000. So bought out a small little lock shop in Brainerd, and that's when it all started. Yeah.
And so from a standpoint today, people were wondering, what is your main function? Do you do changing locks or getting people out of their car or whatever? Just give us a typical day, because you already started very busy here.
Yeah. So it has a lot to do with cutting keys for people, unlocking doors, not only car doors, but homes if they get locked out of their homes. And we do quite a bit of vehicle keys. If you lost your key, we can usually get a new key for you made. We do a lot of programming of keys. And we rekey homes and commercial buildings too. And we do a lot of the door hardware work too for people. So if you have bad hinges, bad locks, bad closures, stuff like that, weather stripping on commercial buildings and stuff too. So yeah.
And so you guys, one of the things, one of your customers in here were talking about electronic key and anything that way. You can come on in, guys. We're just doing a little shoot that one of the staff can take care of you.
Yeah.
And what's your thought on electronic keys or cars now without keys? How do you guys get involved in that?
Well, yeah, if a lot of people would lose their keys for their vehicles and stuff like that, a lot of the push to start or fob keys they call them, we can redo those for you, get new ones. Yeah.
But as far as the average citizen, we're going to be using keys for a long time, right, Jerry?
Yeah, there's always a use for a hard key somewhere down the road. It doesn't matter if you have card access systems on your building and stuff like that. You still have to have some type of override if something goes bad, some type of locking device, and it's going to need a key to override it.
What's the typical area that you service here, geographically? How far out do you go?
We go all the way down to almost St. Cloud, Fergus, Benson, Wadena, Sabika. We even still service the Brainerd area a little bit yet too. So yeah. It's quite a distance.
What about commercial-wise? How big are you tied up with some schools and hospitals and that type of thing, or not?
Oh yeah, we do a lot of schools, commercial buildings as far as the counties, and hospitals. We do a little bit of the hospitals, but sometimes they have their in-house people do them too. But we do help them out from time to time with a lot of the door hardware and items like that. But they have a lot of card access systems, so it's a little more there. You keep track of who's going where in a lot of areas, but yeah.
I walk by and I see your 3 vehicles heading out just about every day. Where would you normally head out to?
Oh gosh, all over the place. We're doing commercial work every day, we're doing residential work every day. We don't have any real set route per day, each day. It just depends on who needs us. As the calls come in, we kind of, whoever calls first, put them in line.
Any advice to people when they're bought in a different house or move in a different apartment or vehicle? What do you see as being smart with a key?
Yes, if you're buying a new home, it would be good to have the home rekeyed because you never know who has keys. Friends of the family and neighbors, it's anybody could have a key to that home. So it's a good idea to have peace of mind to lock up your room, especially in today's society. It's a good idea. And
is there anything new as far as the type of way this good-looking gentleman here, he bought a lock system in to rekey it, and any word to the wise as far as what you should be thinking about when they come in to get your service here?
Yeah, it's a good idea to call ahead of time to make sure we're around. And then it is a good thing to bring in both keys, the existing key to the lock or the new key you want it to, or we can make a new key for you for that lock. We do service calls to the home, or you can bring your lock in to have it rekeyed here too. So, but it's a good thing to call ahead of time, and we can do pretty much anything. We can do the knobs on your door, the levers, the deadbolts, rekey. So it's good to get them all keyed the same.
That sounds good. Anything else you want to cover while you're in your office, so to speak, here? And then we'll move into your shop and you can tell about the bigger picture when you're working on doors and offering doors for sale.
This is pretty much it.
Okay, let's move to your shop.
Okay.
What are you up to today, Zach?
I'm rekeying some locks for a customer who came in this morning. He brought in a deadbolt and two handles, and one of the handles was not functional, so we're replacing a handle for him and rekeying all the locks to one key for him, so he can go and put them back on his house there.
A key point to have a shop and take care of things right. So
right, yep. So we sit at the shop for about an hour every day, or some days 2 hours, and see who comes in and what they need, and cut car keys and program vehicles and rekey locks and everything to do with anything with a key, pretty much. So
wonderful, Zach. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Well, Inform TV, now we're moving into the shop area of Midwest Lock here in Alexandria. Every business needs a place to store things, do some manual changing. In Jerry's business here, they sell some doors, redo some doors. Jerry, talk about what you guys would typically do in the shop area.
A lot of times when we're installing doors and frames, we will prep them here. We also, when we install those doors and frames, they become, from the factory, they'll be just primer coated. They're not painted to the color, so a lot of times we'll paint your door prior to installation, so that helps preserve the door. Because a lot of the manufacturers, they want the doors painted within 60 days of installation to keep the warranty on, and not always when a door is installed that you see it painted. So it's good to have them painted prior to put them in, and that's one thing we offer when we do the doors. We also will prep them for the locks and the door closures, any of the hardware and stuff like that before we install them, so everything's ready to go. It makes the on-site installation go faster.
Now, many of the people watching this in the Alexandria Lakes area would be thinking about, okay, I leave on work and I got kids at home, or I've got a daughter living in the Twin Cities where crime is on the rise. What should they be thinking about as far as a deadbolt, as far as a chain to look at somebody, or a a peephole through? Do you do the peepholes and that type of thing if somebody wants it, so they can see who's out there?
Yes, we do peepholes, and we also do a larger view scope, it's called.
Okay.
So it depends if it's on a commercial door or a residential door. It's a larger view, field of view. So instead of the small little peephole where you got to get real close to look at, you can be actually a couple of feet away from those, and you can see through the door and see who's there. If they have anything on them that you don't want them to let them in, it's a little easier to see that way. And as far as security wise, deadbolt is by far your best way to go. If your doors don't have, especially your exterior doors, if they don't have any deadbolts on them, it is a good thing to have those installed. And we can do that if your door is not prepped, your residential door, commercial door, if it's not prepped for a deadbolt, we can go on site and cut those in and make them work for you that way. And it's a good idea. We always state that if you have deadbolt, you don't need a locking lever or knob down below. Two reasons. A, the deadbolt is a lot stronger, harder to defeat, harder to kick in if somebody tried to do that. Second thing is, with a deadbolt, you need a physical key to lock yourself out. So a lot of times if you have the locking knobs or the locking levers, some of those don't unlock when you leave, and when the door shuts behind you, you're locked out of your home. But with a deadbolt, you have to have a physical key to lock yourself out. So helps that way.
And then from a standpoint, somebody building a new house or remodeling their house or just bought one, what as far as doors, people are concerned about sound. Do you have a certain type of door? Is there grades on doors that are building a new house? So when the company at Thanksgiving goes to the bathroom, that you don't hear what's going on in there? Any thought that way, Jerry?
Yeah, a solid core door is your better door. Some of the residential doors are actually a hollow core door, and you can pretty much tell the difference in those by handling of them, knocking on them a little bit if they're hollow core. And your solid core door is going to deaden the sound a lot better your solid core will deaden the sound better than a hollow core door.
And as far as then, as if somebody's putting in a new door to the outside, obviously for security, those doors, is there a code or something that you go by that should be this strong as far as so nobody can kick it in or that type of thing, or isn't there such a thing?
Well, yes and no. I mean, obviously, if you have a full glass window door, which are nice and they're pretty looking. But if you do that, make sure that it's prepped for a deadbolt and the lever or knob so that you can do the deadbolt. Because if they can't kick your door in, they're going to break your glass. But if they break your glass, at least you know somebody broke into your home.
Exactly.
So,
or may still be in there when you get home.
Right. Or, I always tell the guys, it's kind of a joke, that if they have to break your glass, you can always follow a blood trail somewhere.
Yes.
But yeah, so having a full glass window is not as safe as like your half glass or a smaller view of glass. But having the deadbolt with the lever or a knob down below is your best bet.
Well, Jerry, my thought is for anybody in the community, if you really want to be safe and you want to have the right equipment in your door, Midwest Lock and Key is the place to come. Jerry's had a lifetime experience in this area, and anything else you want to advise people when they're talking with their relatives to stay away from politics or whatever, what they should think about if they're being told we're building a new house, remodeling a house, we're going to change some doors or keys. What would you recommend they talk about?
The biggest thing is whether it's a new installation or a new home or you're buying an existing home, always rekey the house. Always, even after the construction's done, to make sure that none of the construction people have a key. And in an existing home, make sure that none of the friends and family or whatever of the existing owners have the key. and always have deadbolt on your door.
Sounds great, Jerry, and I wish you a happy holiday season. It was a pleasure to film you,